I'm not sure drinking at the helm is a great idea, Captain.
It's not a great idea to go sailing off into these waters at the Lake Spirit's mealtime either. In fact, it's completely insane.
Captain, please don't start talking again about that so-called monster.
It's him! It's the lake monster! Oh my god!
Not at all, Captain. Look outside.
Just what we needed.
We can't go around?
That will take us off the route for Nahodotsk. We'd end up losing far too much time. We'd be better off trying to use the crystal's breakers to get through the ice instead. Go on down into the machine room and try to start them up.
The breakers? What are they?
Well, just like the name says, they break the ice. That's what let us operate as a ferry to the amusement park in Baranor, even when the lake was completely frozen. The good old days.
When I get down to the machine room, what do I do?
Turn on the breakers, lower them down to the ice, and make sure you adjust the power. If you need any help, I can guide you from up here.
Take it easy on the bottle while I'm in the machine room, please. I'm counting on you.
What on earth? Go and turn on the damn breakers for me now, instead of preaching the good word.
All right, I'm going.
And on the double, please. Because if we stay stuck like this, we're just like a worm wriggling about on the end of a hook for that monster lurking below us.
What's she doing?
Our shaman is asking the spirits for leniency, Kate Walker. She's convinced that deviating from the ancient path of our migration will provoke their wrath.
So, what do you think about it?
Me? I'm just happy we've escaped our pursuers. I just hope that our shaman is wrong, and that the spirits have provided us with this boat because they want to protect us from the poisoned air of Baranor.
How do you feel, Kirk? Are you used to your new leg?
Mr. Steiner did very good work, Kate Walker. It's amazing to be able to walk again.
How are your ostriches handling the crossing?
They're fine up to now. The ostrich keeper just informed me of some complaints from people in my tribe who are staying in the hold with them.
What about?
The ostrich smell. The hold is very hard to ventilate, Kate Walker.
The captain said that once we're at Nahodotsk, it will be easy for us to go around Baranor and reach the next step in the migration. What do you think?
It is both a big detour and a serious change to our traditions, Kate Walker. But the ostrich's instinct should quickly lead us to their ancient route.
I'm gonna leave you now, Kirk. Captain Obo needs help getting through the ice flow.
Go, Kate Walker. We cannot afford to lose more time.
we're here. Job well done.
Good work, Captain. How long before we get to Nawadusk?
It'll be in just a few more hours, Bosun.
Another iceberg?
No. This time it came from the stern. Stuck. Good lord. Go and see what's holding us up and report right back fast.
What the?
You're back to finish the job off, you bastard!
Thank you, Captain.
Later, Kate. That bastard's attracted to the running lights. Gotta shake a leg and turn them all off.
Can I do that in the machine room?
They're on a separate circuit. We don't have time for that. Just get there and break all the bulbs, damn it!
And you?
I'm going to try to start the engines back up and get us out of here. Good luck, Bosun.
Reach the light as long as the monster is focused on. It left a bit too easily, Captain. That doesn't really reassure me.
Yes, I think. My God, that bastard is taking us straight to the bottom.
I thought if we destroyed the running lights, we'd get away.
Me too, actually. Now we have to try and see if we can come up with something else.
What do you suggest?
Go cut the engines. The sound must be what's drawing it to us still. I'll go get the next part ready.
What next part?
Don't worry about that. Just get a move on. Hurry!
There go the motors. Let's hope the monster will leave us alone now. What are you doing?
A diversion for the monster.
What kind of diversion? What are you talking about?
We're going to have to convert this lifeboat into floating bait, then drop it down into the water. That should draw the beast's attention away from the crystal. I'll go and fix the gramophone, and you go get the light. Hurry!
Something's wrong. With no power, it's good for nothing. There'll be chaos here soon. I have to hurry. Stop the lifeboat and get back on board! Stop it, Captain! You don't need to do that!
Oh yes, I do. It's the wrong current. The lifeboat won't move away from the ship. My God, I've been waiting for this for 20 years. Farewell, Kate. I know you'll get the pipsqueaks there safe and sound.
Captain...
You hear me, you bastard? 20 years! 20 years! So come on, now! It's time to settle things once and for all. Come on! Come on! Come get some! Come on, monster! It's Captain Almost speaking to you! Scared of what?
There!
Took Miss Kate to walk better?
Yes. I think. Are we at now dusk?
Miss Catewalk should talk to Kirk. Him in front part of boat.
Kirk, what's going on? Baranur, but...
The monster's attack knocked us off course. Then we ran aground here.
That sign of the spirits. They want to be sure Yukul caravan follow sacred path like always. Migration must continue. Spirits show right route.
Before we even think of getting on the road again, we need to figure out how much radiation there is around here. If we get exposed to too much, none of us will see the end of this journey.
That's not the only problem, Kate Walker. We ran aground opposite the beach, and the ostriches are stuck in the hold. We have to move the crystal forward before we can open the doors.
We'll take care of that as soon as I found a way to measure the radioactivity here. Until then, nobody is to leave the crystal. Blocked. The level of ambient radiation is indicated here, but I need to be sure that the entire zone is safe. Radiation goggles. I may be able to tow the crystal using this tractor. I just have to get to it first. Oscar? Stupid of me. Oscar doesn't exist anymore. I know that. And all those automatons look alike.
Your medallion. The heart. You know, it's in very good condition. It contains a lot of essential data from an XZ-2000 automaton. Everything as it were. You understand, on that particular model, the heart and intelligence were intermingled. So then, it wouldn't take all that much for you to get your friend Oscar back one day.
Maybe if I could... Locked. Another run-down automaton. I should be able to tow the crystal by attaching it to this winch. Sorry. No ignition controls. I see. The automaton that controlled the tractor has to be connected to this pin shaped like a Vorarlberg key to start it. It's ingenious, but I need an automaton in working order. The Vorarlberg crest. Hans put it on all of his inventions. Vorarlberg tools. Nothing better for fixing automatons. Kirk, what are you doing here?
As you were able to explore the area without being harmed, I authorized the Yukos to go ashore. I have to show you something, Kate Walker.
What is it? Is it important?
Come on, Miss Kate Walker, come, okay? Below stinking rotten asphalt is sacred path of the migration. Miss Kate Walker must hurry and quickly bring out all ostriches so Yukos can take this route.
Listen, I do understand that you want to respect your customs to the letter. But moving your caravan through there is suicide. That avenue is completely contaminated.
No blah blah, Miss Kate Walker. It is the will of the spirits. Miss Kate Walker saw what always happens when Yukos oppose spirits.
But...
Our shaman is stubborn like an old ostrich, Kate Walker. Do you think there may be another route?
I don't know. For the moment, I'm concentrating on repairing an automaton to tow the crystal. As soon as I can, I'll try to find another path. Until then, please stay in the safe zones and be careful, okay? Who could have done that? Doesn't work. It's blocking the opening. It's blocking the opening. I remember these locks. They're used to activate all of Hans's inventions. Now I just have to find the right key. What was that? Somebody really went all out. How charming. The zone is more or less safe. Still fresh. For Andre, my proud soldier. Mushrooms? My Andre. First runner-up in the 1979 Now Dusk Oblast Beauty Contest. Not bad.
For the last act of our exclusive episode of Reactors of Passion, your favorite series, an exciting mix of love, greed, and plutonium. Today, Piotr confronts his best friend Yuri. Why? Over the heart of the beautiful Genia, promised to the one, but madly in love with the other. And while nobody knows how their confrontation will end, one thing is for sure. There will be lots of testosterone and passion on the air today.
Yuri, I never asked you something like this. You're my best friend.
Some Olympic medals.
You asked me to call off my wedding to Genya, and you still dare call yourself my best friend?
Huh? Who are you? And what on earth are you doing here?
Oh, hi. Excuse me.
So you're the tramp that decided to use my cart? I had to go all the way up the track with the game I caught on my back because of you.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm accompanying this tribe, and we're trying to leave the park. I thought that old cart was abandoned and that I could use it. I never thought I'd do any harm.
Should have looked around a bit first, though. It ain't abandoned for everybody. Don't that beat all? There you are, you good boy. Mama'll have you up and running in no time.
What's this key for?
For activating the park automatons, you need to give them a good turn of the key every so often, or the poor things get all neurasthenic. Even cantankerous. Plus they break down. There.
Listen, I didn't really want to get off on the wrong foot with you. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kate Walker. I'm accompanying the Yukon tribe on their migration to their sacred lands. And you're...
Oh, an American. Yeah, I'd bet anything. Well, well, look at that. An American. Well, I'm Staff Sergeant Katerina Viktorovna Drostelova. Gold medalist in the shot put in the Moscow Olympics. And the widow of Lieutenant Andrei Grigorovich Drostelov, veteran artillery officer and figure skating champion.
Delighted to meet you, Katerina. It seems you might be just the person I'm looking for. Do you think you could let me borrow that strange key of yours? I needed to repair an automaton, without whom, I'm afraid, it is impossible for us to leave.
You've been really polite, and you speak the same way they talk in those books, little lady. You do have a bit of backbone, I'll say that much for you. This key is extremely precious to me. As far as I know, your gang of gnomes and you might just be one of those gangs of bandits that hang around here. Scrap dealers looking in every nook and cranny for a pot of gold, despite the radiation around here. I saw those riffraff off with a load of buckshot.
So you're the Katerina Drozdelova? First runner-up in the Naudask Oblast Beauty Contest in 1979?
Yes, indeed, that was me. And that was also when I met my Andrei. To be perfectly honest, I thought that somebody from the West could only possibly know me for what I did in athletics instead.
Now that I know who you are, I don't dare ask for your key. I would never want to inconvenience someone of your standing like that.
Stop, stop. Classy women don't fuss over each other. Tell me exactly why you need my key, and I'll see what I can do for you.
I have to get a park automaton back in working condition so I can pull our boat higher up onto the beach so the ostrich herd in the hold can get out. The Yukels and their herd have to continue their sacred migration as soon as possible. What's more, the longer we're stuck here, the more likely it is that we'll be caught and arrested by the soldiers who are after us.
If I say yes, you promise you'll bring it back to me as soon as you've finished?
Of course. I would never betray the trust of the great Katerina Drozdelova.
Okay then, I agree. Take good care of it. For 20 years now, it's let me keep my bag of mechanical fleas running.
20 years? I thought all the survivors left after the catastrophe.
But it was already too late for him, unfortunately.
Your husband was contaminated?
Both of us did, actually. But it didn't do anything to me. That's just the way I was made. Or maybe I was immune because of all the garbage they kept giving me for years so that I could win that trinket at the Olympics.
And since then, you've never tried to get to Valzambur?
No. I heard that all of the irradiated survivors were sent to this clinic there and they never get out. Besides, I have absolutely everything I need here. Somewhere to call home. I'm near my dear Andriusha. I have my dog and all the game I want.
One last thing before I go. You said the air in the subway stayed pure. Does it lead out of the city?
Yes. Just follow the tracks right behind my place and you can get out to the other side of Baranor through the Olympia Stadium station at the end of the line. That's the terminus. Not only do you avoid the radiation, but you also have electricity. It's one of the only circuits in the city that's still working. You just have to be careful. Some of the pipes gave way and flooded some galleries with lake water.
Thank you, Katerina, for everything.
What news, Kate Walker?
Looks like Miss Kate Walker have time for much fun.
This ride is the only way I found to get to the park subway station.
And what Miss Kate Walker find for you girls?
I learned that the subway is safe. No radiation. I mean, free of all bad spirits, if you prefer. But most important, when you exit from the last station, you can leave the city while still staying on the sacred route of the migration.
Where does the station exit to?
Some kind of sports complex. Olympia or something like that.
Olympia. Land of martyrs.
Good work, Kate Walker. I don't know what the Yukos would do without your help.
First, we have to hoist the crystal onto the beach.
How can we help you, Kate Walker?
Well, your ostriches obviously can't use the cart to get to the subway line. Can the Yukos clear the rubble from the station entrance while I take care of the crystal?
Go find volunteers. See you later, Miss Kate Walker.
Olympia. Ayahuasca didn't seem to like that.
The truth is, I was told that the previous migration went through some bad times. A tragedy that left permanent scars. But you have enough to do for the moment. We'll talk about all that later.
Once we've left Baranur, what is the next step?
The river Balaton. Once we cross the sacred bridge over it, we'll be past the border and in Yakistan. Our pursuers won't be able to harm us there.
Any news from the Yukos who are still locked up in the crystal?
Everyone is fine, even if the ostriches are getting impatient. We have to get them out soon, Kate Walker.
I'm going, Kirk. I have to find an old friend. That's not right.
Kate Walker? Hello, Kate Walker. So is everything set? Are we ready to go now? You have refitted the train spring, haven't you? And what about Mr. Hans Vorarlberg? Is he on board?
There's no more train, Oscar. And there's no more Hans Vorarlberg.
I beg your pardon?
You were supposed to be dead, too. I installed your heart in another model just like you. And it seems to have worked. It's good to see you again, Oscar. Are you all right, Oscar?
I suppose I am indeed, Kate Walker. To the best of my knowledge, I have not been programmed for anguish.
I guess not. But you know, Oscar, you were always very talented.
This new body is in great need of maintenance. It is suffering from osteoarthritic rust at every joint.
Oscar, I need your help.
Of course, Kate Walker. That is my function.
I'm accompanying the Yukels on their voyage. You know, they found me when I was dying next to a river in the west of Siberia and took me in. They are accompanying the migration of the snow ostriches to their sacred lands, where they go and reproduce. Now we're being chased by fanatical soldiers who want to send the Yukels back to where they came from. To top it off, they want to hand me over to the American authorities. I've been accused of all sorts of crimes.
The Yukels, a primitive nomadic people in the far north that live symbiotically with large herds of Struthio nivis, commonly known as snow ostriches.
That about sums it up.
Kate Walker, American deviant. Intellectually and politically unstable, influenced by both circumstance and encounters, despite possessing an unquestionable moral fiber.
I suppose that's about right, in a word.
Well, how may I be of service to you, Kate Walker?
We're stuck here in this contaminated area, and we need to leave as soon as possible to escape the people chasing us. But the Yukels and their herd are locked in the boat that brought us to this poisoned beach. We need to hoist the crystal out of the sand and clear the rear hatch so the ostriches can get out. There's a vehicle on the pier over there that I think we can use, but it looks like only an automaton can drive it.
I will gladly do what I can to help you, as long as this worn-out body should prove up to the task.
We'll make do, Oscar. You can trust me.
Well, I shall indeed do what I can to help, Kate Walker. But, Kate Walker, my clothes. I don't have any clothes.
Oscar, the Yukels and I have seen a lot worse. Believe me, we'll get over it.
No, and no, Kate Walker. It is completely out of the question for me to stroll around without covering. My mechanical intimacy is protected by industrial patents that ensure the durability of Vorarlberg productions. I need clothing, that's all there is to it.
Oscar, please.
Do not insist, Kate Walker. I will not move from here without decent attire.
All right. I'll get you some clothes.
Ah, Kate Walker. Have you found some clothes for me?
Did you know that Hans Vorarlberg came to this region and created the amusement park?
The rusted body to which I find you have so kindly connected me is incontestably a Vorarlberg XZ2000 model first generation.
He was looking for Siberia.
I'm sure, Kate Walker.
It's a miracle there was an XZ2000 model in this sinister place.
To be exact, my former body was an XZ2002 model with parts specific to two subsequent models, XZ2003 and XZ2005B.
Of course. What was I thinking? I remember. You seem to be adapting wonderfully to your new body.
Huh. This clanky first-generation osteoarthritic rust-ridden mechanical horror of an XZ2000 body.
Are there a lot of differences?
At most, there are a few minor mechanical changes. The essential parts of my functions do indeed seem to be optimally in place.
I'm going to look for some clothes for you again. See you later, Oscar.
Please be quick about it. My gears are freezing.
But where did the Yukels go?
my sweet Genia. Our love is impossible.
Oh, Pyotr, why? Why is life so determined to keep us apart?
Life is not to blame, my dove. It's our families.
What is going on here?
I won't let you be forced into marriage with Tatiana. Thinking of you and that creature. Oh, I shall die. Just as I shall die if I must wed Yuri.
Very, very sad story, Miss Ketwalk. Pyotr and Genia smooch love. But families promised Tatiana and Yuri get money from stores of their old great-uncle Joseph.
Do you really think this is the time to be watching sappy soap operas? We need to have the entranceway clear before Olga and the Colonel get here.
You calls go back and dig.
There's nothing we can do, my sweet Genia. We'll just have to accept our fate and try to live virtuous lives.
We don't have to give in. Maybe if something happened to Tatiana and Yuri, an accident at the plant, for example.
Genia, you can't be thinking.
Katerina?
Ah, you again.
Here's your key. Thank you again.
What do you need?
Clothes. For Oscar, my automaton friend.
Huh?
Well, for an automaton, he's a real prude.
Your story isn't real clear to me. Anyway, take a look over there, in the wardrobe mixed up with Andre's things. This is for opening it with. But don't take more than you need, got it? I'm still attached to that stuff. They're souvenirs.
That's not right. Let's try something else. Impossible.
Kate Walker.
Look at you, Oscar. So you finally succumbed to the temptations of nudism.
The sooner I am decently attired, the better I will feel. While I was coming to join you, I came across a gang of hairy and very rude small folk. I will spare you the jibes to which I was subjected.
Don't short-circuit on me. Here, take a look at this wardrobe. These clothes in here should fit you.
How is my appearance, Kate Walker?
Very becoming, Oscar. Perfect.
Thank you, Kate Walker. Now please, tell me more about the vehicle that you would like me to drive.
It's stranded on the pier next to our boat, the Crystal.
Well, in that case, I would like to suggest that we meet there, Kate Walker.
Great. See you later, Oscar. Kirk, what were you doing?
Well, I just...
Tell me something. Was it the other Yukels who told you about the soap opera Katerina had on?
No.
So of course there's no way you'd be here to watch it too, is there? A great spiritual guide like you would surely never indulge in such silliness.
Of course not, Gatewalker.
So, you were about to go back to the tribe to make sure that everything's going well?
Yes, that's right. And I really must be off. Later, Gatewalker.
Always dig. Not fair.
Dare not tell Shaman that tambourine gives bad headache.
Getting there. But it's not enough to get the ostriches through yet.
Ah, Kate Walker. What do you expect me to do then?
It was worth finding you those clothes.
It is all a question of nuance and circumstance, Kate Walker.
Of course. How silly of me.
There is quite a difference between finding oneself walking about without clothing and having to expose for the cause the mechanical musculature of an ironworker's torso. I await your command, Kate Walker.
I'm going to need you to use this vehicle to lift the crystal onto the beach. Do you think you can do it?
You will remember that I was the driver on the Vorarlberg train, Kate Walker. Driving this tractor is not something I will find difficult. I will just need some help to complete this mission.
What do you need?
First of all, you must connect the crystal to the tractor.
Okay, Oscar. And then what?
I won't be able to do anything as long as this tractor has no electrical power.
All right. I'm going to try to restore power to the park then.
Be careful, Kate Walker. Living creatures can suffer permanent serious bodily harm in the event of inappropriate handling of electrical components.
I'm so glad you're here to remind me, Oscar. Too high.
Miss Catwalk, need some help?
Yes. Can you connect this cable to the crystal? Maybe that way I'll be able to restore power to the park.
No problem.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help, Mr. Baruth.
Miss Catwalk.
I need you to take that cable next to you and attach it to the tractor over there, please.
Ru.
Thank you. What happened?
Rope connected? Okay. But next time you warn Baruth first before putting magic back.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Baruth.
Okay, Miss Catwalk. No problem. Baruth tough guy, like very old mammoth.
Yes, Kate Walker?
Go ahead, Oscar. Try to move forward. Oscar, stop! It's not working, Oscar. We're only driving the crystal into the sand.
That is indeed annoying. The traction that this machine exerts is far too horizontal. It would be preferable to hoist the boat from a higher position. The cable would be at an angle, and your boat would move forward and be raised at the same time.
Brilliant analysis of the situation, my dear Oscar. Is there something else?
Not exactly, Kate Walker. But you may at some point find you need to see further along the pier. Can you put some slack in the cable, so I can move the tractor over there? Yes, Kate Walker?
Go ahead, Oscar. Try to move forward.
The problem is actually quite simple, Kate Walker. You just need to find some way to tow the crystal from above.
That's what I figured. Thanks for the explanation, though, Oscar.
Please don't mention it. I had forgotten what immense satisfaction is to be gained by guiding you on the right path.
Miss Catwalk.
Can you take the cable attached to the tractor there and attach it to the Ferris wheel, please?
Tuk. Okay, Tuk. Roll. Nanook metal, not good boiler maker.
accomplished. I guess.